What's good, everybody? It is your host, with the most, Mr. What They Go Do Next, Funky Fresh in the Flesh. And when I step in the water, I don't get wet. We are at Fusion Hookah today, and we about to get this round table going. I got a few of my peoples coming in. We got things to talk about, things to laugh about, and things to discuss. So, without further ado, I'm about to start adding them in. They're going to do themselves, and we're going to get started.
What up, y'all? It's Millie time. Millie time music in the building. Don't kill them. What up?
Next, come on. Yeah, come on, Demasha. I'm looking right at you. Don't be like that.
We can't hear you. You muted.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not
you was
muted.
talking trash.
You said
Yeah, this is it, my motivation. Y'all know who I am. I'm out here.
next.
And I am Miss Evans for everyone that does not know me.
So with that being said, we're going to get the topic started, and we're gonna have some fun today. So, who want to take topic one and start? Who got something to say? So you, Billy, I know you got something to say.
Let the newbie talk.
Talk to me, Billy. But you know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna start this off. What y'all feel about how Trump did my guy Larry Hoover? How y'all feel about that?
I honestly don't feel like he needs to do any pardons on anybody.
I'm trying to understand the motive because he's old now, but like what he went to jail for and all of that matters. What are you letting him out for? Just trying to understand the dynamics of it in its totality.
I think what he's doing, he's trying to get African Americans on his side, as well as he just trying to leave a mark in history. Because let's be real, nobody's has ever attempted that. But my thing is, how you go pull it off? Let everybody celebrate for about a week, and then turn around and it's banana in the tailpipe. He still got 266 years. That don't even make sense. I mean, six life
Right.
sentences, six life sentences in 266 years. That's not even logic, reality. That's fantasy. That's
He's
all made up.
never getting out, the pardon or not. He and if he does, it's kind of like again, what I get trying to get us on your side, but get us on your side with political things. Get us on your side by telling MAGA people to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Get us on your side by telling them to stay the fuck in their lane and we'll do the same. Get us on your side by not being such a bigot so openly and making people think that that is the way to go and how the standard is to treat black people and it's not and it shouldn't be that. Stop making the standard for people up in your own head and reset that bitch. That's how you get us on your side. Reset the standard for everybody across the board. Stop treating us as less and making it acceptable for other people to think that that's okay. So when these things happen with the cops and the Kyle Rittman and all of those things, when these things happen, it won't be such a racial divide. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Pat.
Period.
Yeah, okay. I can agree. I definitely can agree. And then, what's your opinion on that, Tamasha?
I think Billy said it all. Like it's the other way to get us on your side. Like I don't know if this is even to get us on your side or he just doing random stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing. Like I can't
Just
really
doing
see
shit.
because it's kind of like, is this random? Like who wakes up in I don't know. Like it's just like it's other stuff that can get us on your side. You want to pardon people. There's some other people that need to be pardoned, like who's in prison for stuff that they didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I understand like the world. Larry Hoover is an icon for people. But for some of us, our family members are icons who did not do stuff, and they just in prison just because. So, you know, I think Trump just be rolling out of bed like, what can I do today? And that was
Yeah.
just something he felt like.
I definitely agree upon that. I mean, like I said, when I first heard it, I was like, wow, that's what's up. And then I'm like, wait a minute, he just getting transferred. Like that's a banana in the tailpipe. I know he hurt. His people hurt. Everybody like, wow.
Hmm.
So, okay. Next subject. What about the tax bill that he's signing where no matter how much you owe, you fill out the paperwork and it's pretty much almost gone or something like that in that manner.
That shit ridiculous. If you think about it, the bill that just passed and it's got to get past Congress because all of this shit, we know that he signed it, but it's a process to everything. So it's not, and it's not definite. But the issue with that is when people don't get out and vote in those in betweens, you got all Republican Congress who agree with everything that he says, no matter what. Damn near the mass majority. I won't say all because I don't want to generalize, but I want to be clear when I say that he has a lot of people in his back pocket because they fit his tax bracket and his understanding. If you don't fit in his tax bracket financially, you don't even reach his type of he has a different type of level of understanding. I think it is when it comes to dealing with people who don't, it doesn't matter black, white, blue, purple, whatever. He, like he said, he likes people who are uneducated. So if you're uneducated and you just go for anything, you're the perfect candidate for ignorance. You're the perfect candidate for these bills to be signed that harm you in the long run, especially if you're middle or lower class. The middle class is pretty much depleted right now. Everybody's struggling. Nobody's saying anything about it, but for the mass majority, if you're not already up there and if you're not making that pivotal move to make a lot of money right now, you're struggling. And you're nobody's saying much about it because we knew that it was coming, but it's a lot bigger now than it was before. And those people that didn't take the initiative to vote in between and let these Republicans get in and make these bills and certain things that are getting passed, this is the reason why. He has a lot of people in his back pocket, and people weren't educated or didn't take the time. Not that people were educated enough, but didn't take the time to educate themselves enough on these bills, these everything when it came down to Trump. That's just my opinion, though.
Facts. You know we can't see you, sis.
I know. I turned my camera off. I'm getting ready to go out.
There you go. There you go. All right, Demasha, what you got? Talk to me, sis. What's on your mind?
Mm, like I think everything is about design. So I already think like they already have stuff set up the way that they want it to be. It doesn't matter who won the presidency. It doesn't matter who the president was. I think everything is by design. So it's just to create. They know people are not educated enough to read bills. They know people are not educated on, like laws and finances and, and they know people. They know like it's not like a big secret that the middle class has been gone. There's no middle class. You either rich or you poor. That's just it.
Facts.
Yeah,
It's
right.
no middle class. It hasn't been a middle class for a long time. I think what since 1998. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like since 1998. After 1998, I feel like
Facts.
people started struggling a lot. But the whole thing is it's gonna always be a one up. There's gonna always be a one up, no matter what the situation is, whether the people stole the money or their family have the money, or it's always gonna be a one up. And like I said, I just think Trump be waking up like, what can I do today? You know what I'm saying? But when you really think about it, is he doesn't have any power because these bills have to go through, like Millie said, they have to go through channels. You know what
Mhm.
I'm
Right.
saying? So it really depends on. the little votes, like those little in between votes that we should make. That's the thing that people need to be educated on. Like they puff up the presidency as if the president can say this is it and this is what we finna do, but that's not the truth. It's these little departmental votes that we need to be educating people on.
Right. I thought about that too, for real. Like I said, well, maybe do wake up like, well, what I'm gonna fuck up today. I'm already orange. I like my daughter. What's next? I mean, for real. Um,
Miss
wish
Evans,
y'all, huh?
we see Miss Evans thick. we
Let me
see
say that
Right.
again.
we see Miss Evans thick. we see
You
everything
say what?
showed us off.
Oh yeah, I had to
Look, look
plug
at
in my
Ray.
laptop. I gotta.
Look at
I'm
Ray.
trying to.
Hold on, hold on. A toast to the booty. Bless it be.
I'm
Cracking
tickled.
up.
He
I
almost
forgot
had a
you had.
heart attack.
I forgot you hadn't seen me full body wise. You'd only
Look,
seen this part of me. So,
he almost had a heart
and
attack. I'm like,
I
No,
got
ain't
on
no shit.
shorts today.
Okay, so what y'all feel about rumors of a recession number two coming?
Oh, that ain't no
we
rumor. That's
already
fact.
in a recession. What you talking about?
I
For
see
How
we
much
real.
in it
grocery?
now. Shit.
That is facts. All facts.
How much grocery can I? Y'all got something send it to Florida.
How much more can you take from me? Is the question. When I ain't got nothing else to give you.
Right, right. I just find it funny how like I get mad at Tico every day because how the hurricane gonna come and it's gonna knock out my power and then you gonna penalize me adding extra to pay for the stuff that's kind of crazy to me. I
It's
just feel like
backwards.
yeah, it's like
Very
so
backwards.
much money out here that the government has to like fix these roads that they fix every year, which is weird, because why won't you just Florida is the swamp. Why won't you just put beams under the ground, like metal beams, to make sure everything is stable instead of just, you know what I'm saying? And then that money, we know it's gonna be hurricanes. So no, I feel like we already partway in a recession. That's just
They're
what
not
it
gonna
is.
they're not gonna do nothing that's gonna cost them more money and people losing money. So they're gonna keep it the way it is. It's all about making, not losing.
Absolutely. All right, give me 3 seconds. I'll be back.
All right, okay. Next subject. Moving on.
I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear the next subject just in case I come back while y'all in it. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, what you got going on, Millie? What's new? What new music we got coming?
And I was supposed to drop an EP for my birthday, but I got my Sixth Street podcast going on, so just trying to do that. And I'm getting ready to leave Ohio for good.
Where you
Oh
going?
wow.
So I ain't gonna say where until I'm there, but just cause you know how niggas be. So just keeping that low key until I get there, and then I'm gonna announce it in like the next month and a half.
I'm gonna be honest.
Say it in the
It's
Midwest.
nah. She going south. She going south.
I
I
don't
got an
think it's
idea where she
anywhere.
gonna pop up at.
Most people do. More than likely, you'll be right, but nobody will know exactly where. Like, you know. But yeah. Yep.
Well, drop the location when you get there, and we'll make it happen wherever you go.
Yeah, for sure. And I gotta pull out that way for sure, like ASAP within the summertime. But yeah, I
Man,
got a
listen,
couple of new little songs. Check out my if you get a chance, check out my uh TikTok and my I've been posting them on my social media. My TikTok just went up. I didn't got mad at the city and made a video and that bitch just went crazy. But I was just like, I'm asking an honest question and the whole South Side mad at me now. So it's
what's
like, damn,
what's
niggas.
the question?
My question was, what's the standard?
For music or just in general?
Nah, what's the standard? Like, as in us as people, what is the standard? Specifically talking to black people. Like, why do we feel it? So, what happened was it was a candlelight vigil for a guy who was like a neighborhood uncle to people. He was a store owner, one of the store owners for a corner store in our neighborhoods. And he I guess looked out for some of the kids out there and stuff time and time again. Somebody just ran in there and shot him, killed him. So they
Oh
had a
wow.
candlelight, right? Sad, fucked up. They had a candlelight for him on the south side. The candlelight was cool up until they started to fight or pulling out guns. You seen girls on top of cars twerking and boys. Somebody they were vandalizing property. They were spray painting on the property. They vandalized a
Wi-Fi code.
semi truck. They did all of these things. So I spoke up. I said, "What's the standard? Us as black people, y'all think that's okay? And then why are all these kids going to festivals by themselves and you're not raising them really? I understand, but I don't understand
Okay.
it.
Thanks.
It's like, what's the standard? And I feel like people just they're not. I don't know. They got upset about it, but I was like, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing because when people see that, they see me. They see you. They see Erica. They see Damisha. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but they see all of us when they see those type of situations. So again, what's the standard? What do you hold just what standard do you hold yourself, your family, your loved ones, everybody around you too? So that helps me understand the type of person that you are.
And that's facts because we just had an incident like that at a graduation, high school graduation, and people fighting outside of graduation. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that happened
what
here
are you
too.
being what are you being taught? What are you, what's the deal?
It's a time and a place for everything. It happened here
Facts.
too, and I didn't want to speak on it because I know a little bit of the backstory, and I'm like, we all don't know what we'll do in these situations, but it's always a time and a place. And sometimes, do words really hurt that bad?
Right.
Or do you got to learn how to take that shit to the chin? Like, who the bigger person? The person who got you out of your emotions, or the person who let that motherfucker
Yeah, that's a good question because it's all kind of crazy stuff going on, like senseless violence and everything. Um, Speaking of just standard, did you see the reel where the girl that's at a gas station camera? A girl is at the gas station. A guy walks up, speaks to her or says whatever, and then um her dude get out the car, confronts the guy, and then kills him. Literally just starts shooting him till he fell to the ground. Shot him again, got back in the car, pulled off the camera, caught everything. Like that's crazy. Millie time will be back. Her camera cut off, so she'll be back. But that's a good question. I mean, because when is enough for senseless violence? Did you hear what I said, Zip? I didn't hear you.
Now, what you said?
We was talking about like standard and senseless violence, and I was saying that gas station camera caught a girl was purchasing something out the window. Another guy walked up, said something to her because there's no audio to it. Her dude gets out the car, confronts him, and then just kills him, shoots him twice, walk over him and
Yeah,
shoot him again.
I saw that video. I did see that video. I think they were saying something about the dude was looking at her butt or something crazy like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, like I don't know what that was about, but I just think
Yeah, my
me
bad, dog.
personally, me personally, like when it comes to senseless violence, first they took the senseless off of all of the apps except for TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So like when you sit up and you watch fighting and you watch
Baddies.
drama, like all this kind of stuff all the time, you constantly keep your mind in survival mode. You feel what
Yep.
I'm saying? And so I feel like it's by design. This is what they want to happen.
It's
You get what I'm saying?
programming.
Yeah, it's programming. So people think like they posting all these fights and all this stuff, whatever the case may be, and they think it's supporting their growth or supporting their brain, but they're keeping their brain in survival mode. So now every time somebody do something crazy or somebody do just a little bit of something, instead of you thinking, Your
You
mind
act
is
erratic.
it's activating your subconscious is activating that fight you set up all night and watched. You feel what I'm saying? Because what's like who want to go to prison? Like this, that's what I don't understand. Like who want to go to prison? Like I'm like, what?
But it
Who want to
seems
be
like
known for
this
crashing
younger
out?
version is pretty much that's what they're living for is to be locked up behind bars, and they literally are taking other lives and giving their own lives away for no
Ain't thinking
reason.
twice about it either.
No.
I think some of that comes from like hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that comes from like I don't got nothing to live for anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
who going around toting pistols in the neighborhood and wanting to stay in the neighborhood? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was a teacher last year. I was a substitute teacher for K through 12 last year
No shit.
at a school for kids who got kicked out of public school.
Hmm.
So it was a charter school. And once I figured out how charter schools really treat our kids, it pissed me off more than anything. Because you really find out that they don't give a damn about them kids. If you're not in there, they don't give a damn about them kids. So I realized that these kids, and I had to break up plenty of fights. They don't have no fear, and it is anger. It's anger from their parents. If they don't sit down, they need to sit down and have that conversation with their parents. But the parents need to realize they're the parents. You're not their friend. You need to sit them down and have that conversation, not the other way around. So that little girl doesn't have to go when she's a grown woman, go back and pick that little girl up and walk her up to the grown ass woman she becomes and all the therapy and healing because you as the parent didn't take the time just a couple minutes to have a conversation with your children or child and let them know, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you're going through, I'm here for you. You don't have to choose that route. Giving them options, putting them in programs, doing all it starts at home. It really starts at home. And even if they don't have that and they have that extra support at school, as a parent you lean on both, and if you don't, you the problem, you the issue. It's a cycle and you're stuck in your program. It'll forever be that because you want that.
Right.
Mm.
One of our viewers said it starts from the home. Respect training, chores. That's what's been missing for these young kids. Can't smoke weed and drink with them.
Yeah, you can't. Why would you want to drink and smoke with your child? I would never. I wouldn't. I don't give a damn. Stay in the child's place. Even when you grow, it's just certain things. What decorum? Again, what's the standard? Well, it depends on self. What's the standard?
Right. I
Well, I
think
mean,
somewhere along the line something got disconnected as far as like families. Like when I grew up, my mom them they didn't drink in front of my grandmother. Like
Hmm.
elders, was respected. And somewhere something changed where it's just like people can just do whatever they want to do. Oh, I'm an adult too. I'm an adult, but I don't cuss in front of my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an old adult, but I don't
Hmm.
be this now other people do, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like for me, that's just like you don't do that. Like when I grew up, if a grown person was getting in the car, you didn't sit in the front seat, you got in the back
Hmm.
seat.
You got in the back.
Instantly, like you just open the car door and you're in the back seat. But I think like when people saying like, oh, kids are people too, but they people too, but at the same time you have to teach a child respect because they don't know it unless you teach them. Like they're missing that educational piece. And I can't say like, oh, all the parents are young because that's not true. You know what I'm saying?
It's the
Like you have the
boundaries.
older parents. It's the boundaries. It's the boundaries. So then when they don't have boundaries, now they get hurt because they're running into people and they don't understand like what's really happening because nobody's teaching them. Everybody's just saying,
Hmm.
oh, well, you grown, you could do this, you could do that, you could say this and you could act like that. And I'm on live. What's up?
I mean, but
Y'all know it's my son. Like he doing.
I mean, I 100% agree with you. I mean, not to be funny, and I say it all the time. And if you've been around me, you know, we don't got big mama no more. We ain't got big auntie no more. Y'all know that auntie with the wide ass can play bid whist, can play cards, count the cards, smoke Benson hedges. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Wear that moo all the time.
That was
She scush
grandma
when she
and
walk.
auntie.
Like
Right.
when she walks, she
Cousin,
scushes.
cousin that you call auntie. but it's really a cousin, you know.
Yep.
And, and like when she speak, the whole room stop.
Right. But
Everybody
we do
respect
have,
her.
but you know, we say we don't have that, but we do. I think that a lot of people have given up though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they feel
I
like,
believe that.
oh, these kids so disrespectful, or people don't want you saying nothing to their kids. Now I'll say
Mhm.
something to mine.
You know what
Yeah,
another
correct
problem
them.
is? Social media, because you
Yeah.
can't do nothing without a cell phone, a door cam, a car cam, and you can't even discipline your kids no more.
Yeah. Without somebody misconstruing it into something else or making you feel like you as a parent, you just I don't know, people just always have an opinion on any and every they feel the need to have an opinion on any and everything. You shouldn't. Some things are left intrusive for a reason.
Right.
No, it's too many Karens around. Everybody want to be a Karen.
It's some black Karens too, and I don't understand it. We gotta quit
Facts.
glorifying stupid shit too. Cause that's a
I was
black Karen.
just
We
saying
know
that
what
I
a
feel
Karen
like
is and a
the
Ken. We
community.
need to call out our people in our community too. Stop being fucking ignorant. Stop acting like baboons, and people wouldn't treat us a certain kind of way.
That is
Damn
Right.
that
it!
is that is facts. That is facts because you go places and you be looking and you be like, dang, you acting this way. Now they think I act this way and that ain't me.
And they
Yeah.
looking at you like I'm waiting on this. I'm waiting on
Waiting on
this
you to
nigga to
do it.
get the nigga into.
Hmm.
But
Right.
do,
I feel you on that
do
because
y'all
that's how it be. That is
do,
how it be.
but do y'all realize in other countries, at age 13 and 12, they're considered adults. They can do what they want. Like they good with it.
And I
It's
don't think
crazy.
that's crazy to me because your brain isn't even developed at that age. So that's crazy.
But remember though, remember when we say that though, when we say at age 13, 14, other countries they can do other things, they also grew up a different way with a level of respect. You can't
Bingo.
dress like this, you can't talk like this, you can't behave like this. You know what I'm saying?
They
So
have decorum standards.
Yes.
there's a standard that
Some
is
do,
given to them
some
at a
do,
young
and
age.
some don't.
The majority of them, the majority of countries that kids grow up, that there's a standard that's given to them, so they know, like, look, I don't know, look, baby, she ain't finna do this. She not gonna dress like this. She not gonna talk like that. You know. Now you got your ones that's gonna rise up. That's just life,
I
because
had a
y'all is
uh,
different.
I had a Puerto Rican homeboy. We used to be at his house, just sipping cocktails and kicking it. And one night he had this lady friend over there. She had her daughter. Her daughter was 13. She was writing the conversation, kicking it. I'm like, hey, can't y'all find something for her to do? Oh, girl, looked at me like I said something wrong. Like, what you mean? Find something for this kid to do. Nah, that girl sat there the whole conversation, commented, and we just looking at her. Her mama was
Yeah,
not the one
nah,
that said
see?
find something to do.
That's where it start at. Like you gotta be able to shoot, and I don't care where you at, any of that. You gotta be able to get these send these kids the fuck up out of your face. Send them the fuck up out of your way. Stop letting them indulge in adult conversations, adult shows, and things that you know you really do not condone it. You just doing it for the moment. No, take that moment and be a parent. No, turn that shit off. No, you're not watching that. No, parental control. Be more active. Just as active as you are on social media, be that active with your kid. It's not hard.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I believe kids need his ass beat. Old school, beat the
Something.
fuck out that kid, choke that kid, something. Shit. We used to get an ass beaten. Like I'm talking about a full fledged. You go to school the next day, you don't want to talk. You scared to ask the teacher anything. You don't want to get a whooping again. That's all. Just can't even sit down all the way.
Man.
What? Shit. Straight act right then and there.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
these
that's
kids
that
too
old school
sensitive.
saying, kids, children are to be seen, not to be heard.
Right.
Shit, adults too.
Yeah. Cause some of them still act like the
You adults
children.
on
They
punishment.
do.
But all right, so I'm finna get up out of here. I got to get ready to go. It was a pleasure talking to you all, meeting you all. I hope y'all
Yes.
have a good evening.
Yeah, you
All
have
right,
fun,
Millie.
man. Be safe.
Yep,
I'll
yep,
be in
yep.
touch.
Alrighty.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, well now, and then there were three. Look, Ty said he right, old fashioned butt whooping. Facts. Facts. Ty, you were so right.
But the
Listen,
problem is you cannot whoop these kids like we used to because they are so quick to call them three-letter people, CPS.
No,
You
you're
can't.
not.
And they've given them all ample of right to be able to call them. So you have to
I
watch
think
how
it
you
was
whoop
a
your
trick
kids.
though. I think it was a trick for sex trafficking. I worked in children and families for years. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like when you really think about it, part of the reason for me quitting is because of so many kids just coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
tons of abuse, kids jumping on each other, children, molesting each other. It's tons of abuse. I don't know why they told them that that system was going to help them because it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't care what they say. They're not trying to make it seem like it's the best thing for your child. Let me go ahead and remove your child from your home and put this child in this situation right here. But then you're gonna have yourself messed up. The child,
right,
they get more damage being in the system than they do being at home with their parent.
But the problem with that is when you remove them from the home, sometimes they removing them to a place that's even worse than where they were. And that's the bad part about it. So it's not even a safe thing to do anymore.
Absolutely. A lot of times they getting removed from the home in the situation that they're going into is worse. Or they come up missing, or you know, the list goes on. So when they telling people, kids, like if you get the spanking, you need to call CPS. Well, it was a
yeah.
trick. It was a trick for sex trafficking. That's just my opinion. Don't That's just my opinion.
I remember being a kid, and as a kid, they teach you if you're not happy at home or it's a problem, call children's service. Blah blah blah. I was out of control one time, and that was my card. You know what? And I'm arguing. I'm like, you know what? I called children's service. That was my play. I just knew I had to win.
Said that to your
Mom
mom.
Duke, look, Mom Duke picked up the phone like, let me dial them for you. I didn't have no play. It was it for me. That was my only play. It was over after that.
You was only dealt one card in that hand.
Didn't
You
work. I thought I had a win. No, it was a fail.
big loss.
Lost. Failed play. Do not pass. Go.
Fact.
Shit, I tried though. I took an ass whooping, but I tried.
I was gonna say your mama a straight shooter and she a Gemini, so I know you got
She on here watching. She'll
I
come
see her
in a
watching
minute.
Evans and see you. What grandma?
I don't know. That's a good question. We're gonna leave her where she at. In the words of Bernie Mac, says you grown enough to talk back. You grown enough to get fucked up. Amen.
Man.
Amen. Amen. Matter of fact, we need a moment of silence for that comment.
Nah, yeah.
Amen. Amen. Oh man. So what we moving on to next round table?
I'm with y'all. This y'all
All right.
feel
So
some days.
uh, to all the viewers watching, what's the next subject? We're gonna give it to y'all. We're gonna talk about what y'all want to talk about. Oh man. But until then, Miss Damasha, what is new on your end as far as products or things of that nature?
Sir, do you hear me talking to you? You hear me talking to
Huh?
you, sir?
Hmm?
Sir, my name is Zip on this camera. Don't be telling people my things. I'm just messing with you.
You talking to me?
Yes, she is.
I didn't hear nothing she said. Try again.
Never mind. Okay.
See,
So you
sound
want
like
to
in
talk?
your feelings.
You want to talk about prison reform?
Okay. All right, Ty. You said prison reform. What you got to say? Get to typing.
Give me 2 minutes.
See,
Yeah,
and that
I know. I know I'm
black
good help. You want to get on here with me? I said I'm coming on. I said take your time. When I said take your time, that should have made you know I was doing something. My mom was done.
So so Ty, that is a good discussion, Ty. But I'm saying, um, you picked it. What's up? Talk to me. You type, I'll respond.
That's what it is. Now who can type all that? What you
But you
think
know what? You
about?
know what though? On prison reform, it's like a double-edged sword because I
Yeah,
figure 50% get reformed, 50% come out worse than what they was, or become, or no. Let me rephrase my statement. I'm gonna say it's broke up like that because some come out reformed, better for life, ready to be in life. Then some come out the same but worse, and then some come out a whole new version of themselves. Whether it's they went in and found God, or they went in and became a boy and come out a punk. I mean, it's prison is a bad thing. Subject matter is always number one. Very true. So we're talking about prison reform. I mean, if you go to prison to do your time and anything you didn't do in the world, like far as getting your GED, or because it's just so much you can get in prison. It's so much offered. It's crazy. You can go to prison and get your master's. You can go to prison and be culinary. It's more programs in prison than it is on the streets. But then you go up in there and you come back home worse than when you left 20 years ago, and you're on the same page.
Or
Then
some people know how to play the system, so you have to watch that.
that is true. Well, man, listen. Let's be real. Sometimes the system need to be played because the system isn't really built for us to win anyway. Just they say justice is blind. No, I call justice is when they want to deal with it, or how the community press the issue for them to deal with it. What Ty say? Well, this is Florida. The system does not help. It only promotes systematic cycle. Facts, and that's a lot of places. I mean, um, it's here's the thing about it. Let's say you do something and you get locked up. If you never been to jail or never paid attention to the stories or the documentaries, you're gonna go in there. You're already gonna be partially green. You gonna go in there and it's a whole new world within a world. So you go in there thinking you're gonna do your time and make it through. That's not guaranteed. I mean, 6 months from now, you might have done got a street charge. You might have done had to defend yourself and kill somebody. You might have done had to just you just never know. You might have to put something in your back because somebody threatened to kill you. So you got to start being a mule. Who knows? That's not in the brochure.
Yeah, so no, not yet. But anywho,
That is
And
true.
she's back.
so I'm back. Just like I
Yeah,
never left before. Did you miss me? Yeah.
back like cook crack.
um, Still something. I'm getting off the camera in my room. It's so my room.
Yeah, who that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's messy, but
So Ty says, do you agree that a Harvard study was done and they come up with prison only promotes more crime and security for those that work here?
I agree because I just feel like you cannot stick like the same sex people in these spaces for a long time without people getting frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Or angry. Yeah, you could give them reg or whatever, but what else are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing for them mentally? Because mentally, you have to be prepared inside, but mentally, you have to be prepared outside. Is why so many people end up going back.
Mm-hmm.
Saying like what are you doing? Like, what is the purpose of prisons other than money? Because it's a money game. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Right now they got the kids. They don't even educate the kids except for like on this test. And so then this test tells them basically how much money they're going to do. So really what they're doing is an assessment. They're doing an assessment on kids now. And when they finish this assessment is going to tell them how much money they're going to make.
Really? That's
And that's
crazy.
that's a bad thing because you
That's
can't you can't tell kids you can't tell from an assessment test how much money a person is going to make when they get older. You
well, not
can't.
how much money. It's them counting their dollars. So the people who have invested into prison, they're counting their dollars. They're doing a report.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just counting their dollars. So the whole purpose is like just stay free. You know what I'm saying? Like just stay free. Do whatever you have to do to stay free.
And it's crazy how much money the prison system makes off of each individual that is incarcerated.
It is wild how much
It's
money they make from.
crazy.
It's like over $60,000 a year off of one prisoner.
Yep.
That's not even including like calls, putting money on the books, and then they take their little bit off of the top of what you know what I'm saying? That doesn't include that. I'm talking about it's over $60,000 a year.
Right. I mean, but nowadays prison system is not to be funny. I'm gonna tell you one. I'm gonna tell you a problem that it just popped in my head. You can't tell a kid or a young man not to not to go to prison because and I'm saying it this way because if you go to TikTok or cut on your social media and look at your reels, it's people in prison kicking it like it's fun. Hey, look at me, I'm cooking these meals a day. I got buku $300 in commissary. We sitting here playing cards. Matter of fact, let me rap. I'm gonna get a record deal when I get out. Watch me break dance. Matter of fact, come on in here with me.
Yeah, but
You watch.
I think in the moment that's their only outlet. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
agree.
that's really their only outlet is to, we got to treat this like we vibing in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we got to treat this. Um,
Right.
and I get it. A lot of people think that it's fun. Oh, it's cool. But I blame that on us. I don't blame that on the government. I blame that on us. And I blame that on us because we can say we don't want to make this kind of music. We could say, I don't want to sign to a label. And then you tell me what kind of stuff I got to put out there. We could say, I don't want to put this out on social media, but we glorify the dumb stuff so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just telling somebody, it was like celebrating, and I'm not being funny because you use certain systems until you get to where you need to get to. But I'm not celebrating getting no house. I'm not celebrating that. That's not a celebratory thing. Okay, I'm gonna use this to get to the next step to save money so that I can have my own house and my own land, something that the government
Hmm.
hasn't given me. You know what I'm saying? But we think, oh well, that's cool. Like, yeah, I get it. The whole world's struggling, but we're not going to celebrate getting food stamps. We're not going to celebrate that because somebody's dictating what you can put in your food and food to put in your mouth and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why are we doing that? So, like Millie said, we got to start calling stuff out instead of just like accepting everything or doing everything or following everything. When you look at social media or you listen to music, everything is robotic. Like new music is robotic. People always like, why you always listen to old rap? Because old rap they was talking about getting money for real.
Right.
It was always about females or killing somebody. They was like basically like, we about to get this money. You know what I'm saying? What I say, I chase paper. So
So
that
Ty said that's why the study and the return rate is a staggering 77%. Return back to prison in Florida. They in the business to make money. Average amount to a house an inmate is 1,500 a day, and the taxpayers foot the bill, and the system continues to lock up those for nothing, just for profit.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they locked up. And if they would get that in their head, they would stop getting locked up. Because how you gonna say something keeping you down, but you allowing something to keep you down? You get what I'm saying? I get it. Some people
Right.
have to, they get caught up, or they gotta eat, or they got.
Right. But what about when Michael Jordan invested in prison? If y'all remember that back in the day.
You say who?
Remember when Michael Jordan invested all that money into building prisons and upgrading them? Everybody was like, for real? Wow, Mike.
A lot of people invest. Some people secretly invest. If you invest in certain stocks, you're investing in prison. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on if you really paying attention to what's going on. But instead of investing into it or, like going with the flow of it, I don't know, senior people something that's gonna educate them.
Right. I mean,
Senior,
like like Millie said earlier, it's no after school programs. Remember back in the day, you can run to the park and it's free lunches, people doing something, people painting or just something.
They just closed Job Corps. They just
Yep.
shut down all
Wow.
of the Job Corps. Like what? But it's a trap. It's a trap. At what point do we wake up and stop wanting to be trapped? You get what I'm saying? We depend on all of these systems to teach us trades instead of the people who, instead of listening to the older people and stop disrespecting them and let them teach you how to do drywall. Let them teach you how to cut grass and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that you can and then do the stuff in your community.
Fact. Um, you know what? I was something on the tip of my tongue. You had made a comment. When do we when do it stop or when do it change or when do people wake up? That's the tripped out thing about it. Half people are woke, half people are still asleep. You know what I'm saying? The
Everybody
other,
woke.
you think everybody woke?
Everybody woke. They making a choice.
I can
They
dig that.
woke.
Well, like Gil Scott Heron said, the revolution will not be televised.
Absolutely not.
Facts.
The revolution continues every single day, whether people know it or not, whether it's you doing it by yourself or you doing it with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You can't put everything on the internet. You can't tell everybody that, listen, I'm a part of this or I'm doing this or this is happening. Or, you know what I'm saying? And you can't tell them because then guess what? Now your life on the line, your kids' life on the line.
But you know what though? I believe a lot of this, not this particular subject about prison, but I'm talking about a lot of things about controlling minds and what people see, like a narrative. It started back in the '60s. Because you got to ask yourself, did we really land on the moon? Or was that some staged boom? There,
You
that
know
now you know where
it.
I'm going. Now you know where I'm going.
But what
Because if you
I'm
watch
you
the
put
moon
it down.
landing, look, if you watch the moon landing, it was the best thing at that time. But now you like, wait, how they get back? How this? How that? And it's too much information pointing to a sound stage in a studio.
But let's be logical, right? Let's let's
What's
let's
up?
just be logical in the sense of how they know that thing gonna go that fast to make it to how do they have the knowledge to know how far the moon is if they never been to the moon? So let's just talk logic. That's just the beginning of it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like that's just the beginning. Because if you do something, you're gonna try it, you might fail. You're gonna try it again, it might fail. Now all of a sudden we on the moon and we walking.
Hey, one
We gotta
giant step for man. Look. I'm gonna quote Gil Scott Heron again. Everything changed. Whitey's on the moon. Yeah, but I'm just being honest
There's so
because
much stuff I want to say. Hold
man,
on.
say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Closed mouth
Mm,
don't get fed.
I think that
My girl,
I
my
even
girl.
think that like the thing of like free slaves, right?
Mhm.
I think that that was mind control. You feel what I'm saying? Like they told these people we're gonna give y'all these papers and we finna free y'all, right? But we finna free y'all, but y'all still gotta work for us. And we gonna pay y'all pennies and y'all still gotta accept it. It was a trick.
Facts, facts.
Because now y'all gotta live in our houses and y'all gotta pay us to stay in our houses. You ain't making no money. They rotated the money.
Hmm.
Hence the
Facts.
reason why they started when other people start building their own communities, they come in and tear them down because now the money no longer rotates.
Mm-hmm.
It
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
rotate into their pockets.
it's crazy that you gotta damn near make 35 to 50,000 a year just to live in a one bedroom apartment
I
or
was about to say
townhouse or
one
something.
bedroom. Yeah, like you mean a
What you say,
studio?
Ty? Do you agree change starts within? We have to be more determined and focused because I can say that mind is powerful. I am locked up right now and I refuse to let them defy me while I am here. When I get out, shout out to my sister Damasha. What to say? She has been such a blessing keeping me. What you got to say, D?
I ain't got nothing to say. No, I'm just playing. I
That's
do
fine.
think change starts within. Like I'm a big component on change starts with you because you can't change nobody else. You can only change you. You can only change your mindset, the way you do things, the way you focus. You can't change anybody else. Now you could be an example. You know what I'm saying? And Ty, that's my brother. My brother from way brother. Not even way back, way brother. Um, but it does. In the mind, it's very powerful. I like I said, everybody is woke. They just making a choice. They lazy.
Facts.
They don't wanna take out the time and really focus in on themselves because they don't love themselves enough to do better. And I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that to be honest.
Right.
They're not loving on themselves enough to say like, I don't have to, Alexa, shut down. I don't have to live my life like this, or I don't have to do this. But then some people don't have the knowledge um, as to what next step looks like
Facts.
because no
100%.
one has supported them in what is next step. And then if they do, they want to charge you like an obscene amount of money. You know, like I do my coaching, and my coaching is a little expensive. You know what I'm saying? But you also know me as in if you talk to me and you say like, listen, I can't afford that. And you straight up about it, all right, what can you afford? Let's talk about it. Because I never want money to be an issue as to why you don't get help.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot that plays a factor in a lot of situations, from how life is to money to home training to love, caring, being afraid to speak your mind. Even like a lot of people don't believe in therapy, but you don't have to actually go to therapy. You can go talk to somebody that's a good mentor or concierge, and they can help you out or help you get to the next level. But another problem with that is people can't hold water. Everybody want to tell your business.
And I think that's the biggest issue is that you have to be able to trust a person, but trust takes time. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time, so you have to be willing to put in the time with someone that you want to, like you want to be able to express
Mm.
yourself with. And then they have to be patient enough. Like I've had clients who in the beginning I could tell they didn't trust me because they didn't open up. And then a couple of months later, they like now it's everything. Like I know everything. They could go to the bathroom. They're like, oh yeah, this wash I had went to the bathroom. This what I saw. Hey, TMI, we don't got to share everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people, certain people can't hold water. So you have to put yourself in spaces where people can.
Hmm.
But if somebody is telling your business, if they telling you somebody else's business, then of course they're gonna tell your business. Does that make sense?
Facts. Facts. 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
plus I think people are afraid just to talk. I mean, because let me, if you, I want to put this, if you know, because you've been in a situation where just that conversation, it might not have solved your problem, but it made you feel better and opened your eyes to maybe different options of what you didn't see. But a lot of people are so scared to open up because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna be looked at as weak, I'm gonna be looked at as a punk, and blah blah blah. It's all about an image sometimes.
It's about an image, but I think it's about fear too. I think that people get used to going in circles, and so they get that's just their comfortable space. Because
Right.
like when you start talking about changing life and looking at new perspectives, that means that you remember when I told you, I said like if you want to change your life, you have to forget everything that you was taught. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like you have to forget everything because now you're gonna start fresh and you're gonna learn new perspectives and you're gonna learn a different way to do things. And no, it's not gonna be easy, it's going to be hard. It's like people have to want to put in the work of creating or recreating or being different. And then you have to know like it's going to be a lonely space because all those people that you've known for years and years upon years, guess what? You go in a different direction. So it's not gonna be the same vibe, which means you're gonna have to be alone for a minute until you meet your tribe that's going in the same direction as you.
Right. Facts. I agree.
I definitely agree. All right, Evans, y'all talk real quick. I gotta take a picture of him. Come on, give me one more minute. Hey, listen,
But you know,
you got to give me a clap. Do you got to clap on that board one time for good?
nah, I ain't even got my board, but I'm gonna give you a boom.
Oh man, that's wild. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
But you know what? We gotta take a break anyway. I gotta give a shout out to the sponsors of Spotlight Podcast in this episode, which is Carolina Made Beverage, Black owned company out of Carolinas. Poppins, real cane sugar, real fruit juices. It's a craft soda, so it's not as real fizzy and harsh as you would get with other sodas. But definitely support. You can go to carolinaMadeBev.biz or you can go to Instagram at Carolina Made Beverage. They are sponsors for Spotlight Podcast as well as Imperial Radio. We got sports drinks coming. You already got a line of different flavors from like a raspberry kiwi to sweet tea to grape to orange vanilla cream, lemonade, all kind of stuff. So I definitely check that out. And as always, y'all can look me up on YouTube at Rain Spotlight 4977 or hit me up on TikTok at Rain underscore 4977, as well as on Instagram and Facebook as Rain Rockstar. We got all kind of stuff coming. And of course, we still working on the merch, which is Imperial Clothing. As you see, drinking out my own cup. See the name. Mr. What he gonna do next? Walk in the rain and I don't get wet. What you say, Ty? Facts. 100% agree. Setting up the cold serious look. You silly, man. We got to get you on here more often, bro. For real, for real. So then definitely, I'm gonna tell anybody this. If you got a dream, follow it. Don't let nobody tell you can't. And if you gotta go independent, you have to invest in yourself. The more you invest in yourself, the more not just the return you will get, but the more you will own your ownership of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it get to the point where you need to get to a major or a big company, you have a lawyer, a manager, the right team. That way, you make the right moves and get the right contract. The contract is very important. So you sign it, get 100,000, 200,000. That might be all you get. You got that, and they made 2, 3 million, and now they can use your name and make another 2, 3 million. You just stuck with that. So definitely learn the business, no matter if you want to be in show business, entertainment, independent products, ambassadorship, anything. Learn the business. And I promise you, get a good team. I don't care if the team is just you and 4 other people. Man, shout out to the Imperial team. I keep my team small, but they showed mad support, and they let me know if I'm making good and bad decisions. And I can't lie, a lot of times I want to do what I want to do, but I gotta remember, I gotta listen to them. You want a cup? I'm gonna get you a cup. I'm gonna get you a cup, man. You want a cup? Hold on, look at the cup. Just take a sip out the cup. That's a cold drink right there. For y'all that want to know what's in the cup, it's wine. What you say, Ty? Run that by me again, Rain. How to follow you? Go to YouTube. It's under Rain Spotlight 4977. TikTok Rain underscore 4977. Facebook and Instagram Rain Rockstar. I'll be watching out for you, Ty. But definitely follow, man. We got a lot of things on the menu. Not just from ambassadorship. We got the podcast going, working on a radio show, um, doing a little bit of acting. Shout out to IRM Films, Dr. Doobie B. Shout out to the Last G in Dallas, 97.9. We got a lot of things we're working on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, our time is winding down. I definitely had a good time with y'all. Shout out to my homegirl Millie Time. Y'all follow Millie Time too. She got some cold lyrics. If y'all into real hip hop, a female that's a master of ceremony, an MC, Check out my girl Millie Time. She out of Ohio. That's the home team, Ohio baby. Um, she'll get you together on the lyrics and everything. Of course, Coach Damasha, that's management right there. She got the teas, she got the wisdom, she got the talks and everything you need. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Evans. She's the newest to the team. So we got everything we're going. We're pumping on all cylinders right now. But I can't lie, some things are slow. But you know what? I can't forget either because we got other brands we working with. And shout out to Suge Knight Jr. for Suge Knight Clothing. I am a brand ambassador for them too. Free Big Suge. And we're working on all kind of stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all want a good hot sauce, go to Walmart.com and look up Mr. Bijan Caribbean hot sauce. It's like all natural made. It's good. It's perfect. It's blended, and it's even vegan. But don't let the vegan fool you. I promise you, you will like it. What
It's
you say,
very good
Ty?
hot sauce.
Before the wind down and get another sip for me. Good drink. It is it, man. Let's show the cup. Boom. Got that. Boom. That is the cat. That is the kid too. So when y'all follow everybody. We always do different. We try to do different people with the round table. Make sure we got different subjects. So when I do the round table, definitely tune in. Sometimes we just sit on there and just talk and have fun. And if you want to be a part of the round table, hit me up. Say, hey man, put me on the round table next time. As long as you got something to talk about, whether it's fun, positive, or something, and you ain't on no BS, I'll put you on. If you're on some BS, then I'm gonna leave you where you stand. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to I believe in the barter system. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And we ain't on no coattail riding on here. We building everything ground up, man. Shout out to everybody who saw me 2 years ago, almost three now, build this from the ground up, who helped me out. Shout out to DJ Breezy out of Dallas, the Breezy Way podcast where I started. My homegirl got me together, and here I am today doing what I do. Oh, there she is. She made it back.
Hold on, time out. Why everybody else get a shout out but me?
Oh,
You
somebody
missed the
shot
shout out.
out.
You want to pay
No,
attention?
I
Yes,
got
you
a
did.
little
Yes, you did. Nah,
I got a
you,
little
you,
I got a little simple shout out.
What
see,
was the shout out? I
she
missed
don't
it.
even know. But do me a favor, Zip.
Yeah.
Give out your social media information.
Oh, it's all right. All
That bullshit. Okay.
right. On Instagram, it's Coach Demasha Katrina. On Facebook, of course, is it my motivation? But my personal page is open, Demasha Katrina. And then TikTok is it my 21. YouTube, I think is it my 212. No, why you shaking your head like that?
Cause
What
you had that like you couldn't remember. Like I think that's my
I
information.
can't. Hey, just put it zip mouth motivation, and I'm just gonna pop up. Just Google me. That's what the real players say. Just Google me.
Right. Yeah, definitely Google. But you know what? We are all on Google. Yes, the kid is on Google. And for an
Just Google
additional
Demasha
dollar,
Katrina. I'm gonna come up.
right? Facts. And for additional fee, we can too get you where you need to be.
What the additional fees looking like? Let's talk money.
We'll talk about that off camera.
All
Don't
right.
mess up the church money.
He
But
gave Honeybee a shout out. He only
you know
ever
what?
gives
Let
us
me
so
give it.
much.
Let me give a shout out to this to Mom Dukes
Yeah, give a shout
because
out to your mama. She a real one.
she want to shout out Mom Dukes. We're giving you a shout out because you deserve it. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, you finna go down.
You finna go down double time. Cause you really just do not, you know what?
I done told you what to do for him
wait,
now.
wait a minute, I didn't drop my earpiece. You know what? Look, let me give a shout out to Miss Evans. She want a shout out, Mrs. Evans. Oh, there you go. What you say, Ty? Shout out to Miss Evans. I got you, my
Did you
sister.
see
Don't
that?
my shit Hennessy drinking down. Rain
You
love.
know
Nah,
what?
that was disrespectful.
You
He
know
just gave
what? That's all
What
right.
what was
He gon'
disrespectful?
he gonna sleep
I
alone
did give her
tonight.
I
what?
did give her a
He
shout
gonna
out
sleep
though.
alone tonight.
You don't want to sleep alone, bro. So what you finna do now? Give her.
Yeah, bullshit.
You're not gonna
Listen,
sleep alone.
No, believe that.
Oh,
watch this. Watch how I play this real quick. I'm
He
about to
gonna
be
cut me
petty.
out. Watch you cut me out.
See,
oh.
now
We
I'm
still
not
good
sleeping alone
talking.
tonight. We're not even gonna play these games. But hold on, watch this.
She back
Magic.
Yeah,
again.
you
She
are.
back. It's magic.
You
That's
definitely gonna
magic.
be sleeping along tonight.
I'm
Magic.
triple.
Nah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Mom, I'm gonna say something about Mom Dukes, man. She's been a supporter since day one. She feel like I don't give her enough shout out. I would love for her to get on the round table, but the area she in, the signal's kind of so I don't know if she'll be able to either stay going or even get going. But I'm gonna make sure, and I'm through. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But we love you though. We love you though. More than you know. You know,
Mm-mm.
man. Look.
I'm just the newest person to the team. That's what he told
Mhm,
me.
mhm, mhm.
Oh, child, he like to give
Yeah,
orders,
that's
and
that's all he
oh,
that's all he said.
he like to give
So
orders,
that's
and
why I'm gonna
he
I
let
s-
him keep it that
no.
way.
oh,
I said she was the newest person to the team because she is the newest addition to the team. I wasn't being funny. You know what I'm saying? Since we revamped the team and moved some stuff around, um,
oh. See what I said? He like to be the boss,
I
and he's
am.
not even the boss. This is crazy.
Who,
Facts.
who the boss? Who
But
run this
since
team?
I'm
Me.
gonna be, but since I'm just the newest person to the team, I'm gonna let him be. Come March, he gonna be by himself, y'all, and I'm just gonna be the
Hmm.
newest person to the team.
Never. But look, we had a good time tonight. Man, tune in again. 'Cause I actually had a good time. I got back on here, got my sister back on here. She kind of abandoned me for a while. I'm
Hey,
gonna say
stop
it.
telling people that. Stop. Don't tell nobody else that story. Don't tell nobody else that story.
What's it about the story?
No, stop telling people that story. You
Nobody
know,
knows that till now.
I had to let him grow, y'all. I had to let him grow
Don't tell nobody else the
because
story. Don't tell
I'm
nobody the
telling
story.
you, people can become codependent on me, and sometimes I gotta kick them in the back of their leg. You know how somebody kick you in the back of the leg, and then
What
you
did
kind of
Ty
like,
say?
you feel me?
Ty said, shout out to all the moms around the world. Give a shout out to my old high school. I'm not what y'all said. Yeah,
Penelope Parker, don't do that. Hey, we coming through.
I wasn't gonna embarrass myself. I couldn't say it. I ain't gonna mess it up. But
Yeah, baby.
we about to end this. You know, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I appreciate everybody's comments. We're gonna do it again. Follow everybody, and I guarantee it's a treat. And you're gonna love what we got coming for y'all.
Definitely.
I need everybody to wave. Bye.
Okay, bye, y'all. Click us off. You the boss.
You know what? I am. I am. So we had a good time tonight. We had some good subjects. We talked about some good things. We even had a couple of laughs. We had a lot of people stop by and say something. Man, shout out to Ty, man. He had some good comments and quotes. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Shout out to everybody that watched tonight on this rainy Sunday where I'm located at it. And man, follow us. Stay in touch. It's so much we got going on, man. I do appreciate y'all more than y'all do know. And I am Mr. What He Gonna Do Next, Funky Fresh in the Flesh. Or when it rain, I don't get wet. They call me Rain Rockstar. It's a Spotlight Podcast. And I'm gonna catch y'all and I'll see y'all in the stars until next time.